Yo, this is downright like, oh wow, this is what the fuck. Um, Unhinged protesters clash with ICE agents in violent, in violent, shit. I can't read the rest of it. Whatever. Unhinged protesters. I'm assuming they're outside of a courthouse. Yeah, that's a courthouse, and they're protesting. Oh shit. Oh, I see what they're doing. You're gonna run over civilians? You're running over civilians now?
Hey, go.
Just for I'm not gonna lie to you, that's scary as shit to see. Again, these motherfuckers are masked. They're masked. And the reason they're masked is the reasons that they had, they're not even showing their faces. And the only reason they're not showing their faces is because they don't want to be seen. Like, that's fucking, oh man. Wow. You can't even put a face to it. That's actually pretty scary. To see a bunch of masked men just rip you out from, just start fucking yanking you. You don't even know who the fuck they are or what they look like. They just pulling at you and gnawing at you. You look like you're being kidnapped by Call of Duty players. That's fucking crazy.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say, motherfucker?
Oh, I thought the car was gone. It's still there.
Move! Hit the gas! Go! Hit the gas, yeah! Get run over! Go!
Wow.
Let's go! How the fuck do you live? Hey! Get the fuck out! Where are you gonna go? Get the fuck out of our city! Fuck you! Where are you gonna go?
These people just abducted somebody! These people just abducted somebody!
You're gonna find out who
Don't touch, close your mouth, spit it out. Spit it out. Don't touch it, don't touch it. I know it's hard to not touch it. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up.
You should be ashamed. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job.
Getting mad? Just getting angry?
You're an immigrant, asshole. You'll never be able to do your job. I'm not proud of you for what you do. No one in your life is proud of you for what you do. For what you do.
Ice out of the bay! 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 Ice out of the bay!
Fucking coward! You're a fucking coward!
No one is proud of you. No one will ever be proud of you. Everyone will
Literally, it's like one of those things. It's like you're lucky they're holding me back. That's what it looks like to Ice Asian. You're so lucky they're holding me back while he's moving back when you can clearly, literally, there's no power. Like literally, he can just move the guy's hand out the way and just square up if he wanted to. But it's one of those you're lucky they're holding me back shit. That's a coward shit. And I don't want him to take a baton to the dude's fucking face. But they're all wearing fucking masks. They don't have any fucking balls. I think that's the biggest problem, is that Ice looks like fucking terrorist.
Monsters you are today! You're gonna learn to not be like you! You're terrorizing people! You're separating families!
I'm ready to die, are you? Are you? Are you ready to die? Do you believe in this? I fucking do. That's the difference between you and me. You get a paycheck to be a puto. I'm here because I stand for what I believe. I stand on business. You stand for being a little bitch.
I don't think he stands for anything.
He doesn't.
Except for a paycheck.
Even that, you don't even get paid that well.
You're a fucking disgrace to all our fucking ancestors, you fucking Uncle Tom.
These people
white.
just abducted somebody! They just abducted somebody! ICE just abducted somebody from 100 Montgomery! ICE just abducted somebody from 100 Montgomery! It just happened!
You have to sick dogs on people now?
I want y'all to know when we get to work, there's only going to be more of us next time. There's more of us next time, motherfucker. Are you ready? You think you're ready?
ICE just abducted somebody from 100 Montgomery!
Give me the game of things. Shit.
Hey, slow down. Keep the distance, all right? We get it. All right? We get it. Keep the distance. No. That's not what I meant. We get it.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Shame on 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 you, fucking kidnappers! We are abducting people in America! We are abducting people in America! Shame on you! Put your fucking guns for me! Tonight, I want you to go home! I want you to fucking put your gun! No more! Don't do it anymore.
There's
Don't
fireworks in the
fucking do it.
background, I think.
All you are paid fucking kidnappers. Paid fucking kidnappers. All y'all. All y'all. All y'all paid fucking kidnappers.
You know, the weird thing about this is that the police officers have a more dangerous job when they have to confront citizens without a face mask. Yet these federal ICE agents are allowed to run around in Call of Duty skins. You can't see their face. And I don't know. I just find it chicken shit. Like, you can't sign up for a job and be afraid you're going to be doxxed. I believe police officers put on the badge, regardless how you feel about police officers. They put on a badge and they go out there and risk their lives. It's what they sign up for, to protect and serve. Now, these ICE agents are just a bunch of fucking cowards. I don't know why they get the luxury of doing that, because regular police officers aren't afforded that luxury as well. But I guess this is fucking. Who are they taking now?
Media, man. Fuck you.
Time out. Is that a fucking... Wait. Can I zoom in on that? Hold on, go back. What the fuck? I can't go back. I gotta do this shit. Fuck you.
Media, man. Fuck you.
Literally, he's not gonna shoot that. There's no way. There's no way he even thinks about shooting that. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, we do not live in this fucking... This is crazy. Yo, America, this shit is on fire. Where I don't even see it clearly to know, but I know damn well that's not something that should be at least threatening to point at at U.S. citizens if you're an authority figure. At people who are protesting. Yes, they're preventing you from doing shady shit right now, but you're not going to pull that out unless you're going to use it. Like, that's fucking weird as fuck. And again, can't hold him accountable because you can't see his face.
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Hey! Get him next time!
Nazis! 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 Nazis!
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Get him, get him, get him, get him.
These ICE agents just a target for San Francisco. They're not welcome in our city. Shame! These ICE agents just a target someone in our city. They're not welcome here. ICE out of the bay. ICE out of the bay.
Right here, man. Right here. We can't go inside, all right? If you want to go inside, you gotta go through security, all right?
Now imagine if that's a line of people that are going in to try to see if they can, finish their paperwork to get a visa or, become a naturalized citizen, and you have ICE just walking up once again in face masks, just like pulling up. Glass already fucking broken. They've already literally stolen somebody, kidnapped somebody off the fucking streets. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
¡No están bienvenidos en esta ciudad! ¡Fuera! 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 ICE out of the bay! 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 ICE out of the bay!
That's fucking crazy ass shit right there. That's fucking disgusting. This is America. Oy.
So it goes without saying that we're living through truly an evil moment in U.S. history. I mean, just the amalgamation of horrors that we've seen in the second Trump regime is mind-boggling. From people being sent to a concentration camp in El Salvador, to Guantanamo Bay now being opened up to take 30,000 immigrants, to Alligator Auschwitz being opened up in the Everglades, to Los Angeles being invaded by the U.S. military, to illegal bombings of Iran and Yemen and Somalia, to court orders being blown off and judges being arrested. And I mean, what we're seeing here is truly, truly a horror show. It is fascism come to life. Well, I have another horrific example, specific example for you here of what this looks like in practice. You know, this isn't theoretical anymore. It's actually happening right in front of us. So this is in NBC News. Iranian woman suffers severe panic attack as ICE agents arrest her husband. He was among several Iranian Christian asylum seekers detained this week by federal agents in Los Angeles, an immigration lawyer said. Iranian asylum seekers who fled the Islamic Republic in hopes of resettling in Los Angeles have been arrested recently by immigration officials despite having what lawyers and advocates consider credible fear cases pending in court. That's so crazy. So again, we used to live in a country where, the court decisions mattered, where, if you were protected from being kicked out, you were protected from being kicked out. Now, if you have a pending case and they want to kick you out, they just kick you out anyway. Complete contravention of the law and the Constitution. They just do whatever they want. The detentions follow a pattern developing throughout the country of targeting Iranians as tensions continue between the Trump administration and Iran. Many of the asylum seekers are Christians who fled Iran and its intolerant views toward non-Muslim religions. There are 4 million Iranian exiles worldwide, just under a third of them in the United States, according to Iranian Foreign Affairs Ministry statistics from 2021. The sudden detentions have prompted some Iranians to go on hunger strikes in custody and triggered at least one medical emergency during an attempted arrest. On Tuesday, an Iranian woman experienced a severe panic attack after she witnessed her husband's arrest near an area known as Tehrangeles because of its large Iranian population. The woman called her pastor, Ara Tarosian, to help intervene, but he could do little as he watched her panic attack escalate into convulsions. The couple's lawyer asked that the woman and her husband remain anonymous for privacy reasons. In a video recorded by Tarosian and shared widely on social media, the woman lay on the ground spasming while masked immigration and customs enforcement agents hovered over her. Tarosian can be heard pleading with them to administer medical aid. He can also be heard asking whether they know about the situation in Iran and why Christian Iranians fear returning to their native country. I need to point out again, guys, the reason they wear masks is because they know what they're doing is illegal. They know it's unconstitutional. They know that a day may come where they're in court. And so they try to hide their identity to protect themselves so they could wash their hands of it later and say, oh, I wasn't one of the people rounding up innocents. According to Tarosian, the woman and her husband are members of his church and entered the United States last year under CBP One, the mobile app the Biden administration launched to streamline.
That's literally getting away with murder. Like, something bad can fucking happen to somebody and you can be the actual person that did it, but because you're allowed to wear that face mask, like Kyle said, which is probably why they're doing it, I 100% agree with him or understand or believe that to be true. But that's the shitty part about it. No fucking accountability. They covered all their fucking bases.
The asylum seeking process. President Donald Trump ended the program shortly after he returned to office. The woman was taken to Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center, where ICE agents were met by immigrant advocates and detention protesters. Tarosian said that he was not allowed into her hospital room and that immigration officials gruffly brushed away a nurse who tried to intercede on his behalf. UCLA Health said in a statement that it treated a patient under federal custody and later released the person. Despite reports on social media, there is no ICE operation happening at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center, the hospital said. A lawyer for the woman and her husband declined to comment. Immigration officials did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The incident left Terosian shaken, he said Wednesday. He arrived in the U.S. in 2010 as a Christian refugee and is now a U.S. citizen raising 2 children in Southern California. But the recent immigration raids, arrests, coupled with anti-immigrant rhetoric from the Trump administration remind him more of Iran than he ever imagined possible. You have a bunch of idiots in the Trump regime now pretending like, bro, there's Iranian sleeper cells in this country that are going to attack us. They're actually saying stuff like that, and they believe that. Well, I don't know if they believe it. They could just be lying. But, guys, that's not a thing. There are no Iranian sleeper cells. As I pointed out to you guys before, when you talk about,
that's a dog.
Islamic
I'm
extreme...
not going to lie. That confused the shit out of me, that dog in the corner.
Terrorism, that is always Salafi jihadism, Wahhabism. It's the Sunni extremists. These are Iran is a Shia theocracy. It is different. There is no Shia jihad that's being done. So they prey on everybody's ignorance to then do what they want to do, which is make the country white, right? So it's, let's just get rid of these Iranians and just say like, we're worried about a sleeper cell. And they're rounding up these innocent people and sending them out. As you all know, they've gone after undocumented immigrants who are not criminals. They've gone after legal immigrants. They've deported 70 American citizens, and that was in the first term alone. Lord only knows what those statistics are like now. But we actually have video of this. I'm going to warn you in advance. This is kind of hard to watch. But here's ICE dealing with the woman who's having a panic attack or a seizure, and you can see how terrible this is.
Okay, میشه مرجان جان. I know you're doing your job. But my heart is just... Seriously, you all guys came for one person?
What is her name?
Marjan. Seriously. Only 2 people is enough. What's this? What's this? It's the army here. It's the army. 2 people.
Having a fucking seizure on the floor. Did they call anybody? Did they call 911? Did they do anything? They are...
Have you read the news what's happening in Iran? For women? They came here for freedom, not like this. Shame on you.
I know I've said it before, but we need new Nuremberg trials. You need Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Stephen Miller, Kristi Noem, the whole lot of them. These ICE agents, if you haven't resigned yet, yeah, you're a criminal. You're a criminal. If you know what you're being ordered to do, you know you're being ordered to wait outside immigration courts and just arrest people regardless of what the judges say. You know you're being ordered to raid Home Depots and lock people up and try to deport them.
What's going to happen is Trump's going to lose, or once Trump leaves, not going to lose. He has to leave in 2028, or hell, he might even be removed from office. Who knows? When that happens, they're all going to run and hide, just like the Nazis did when Hitler died. They was on the fucking run because they knew they were going to be hunted down. That's exactly what's going to happen. The parallel's right there.
You know that 92% of the people you're going after have no criminal record whatsoever. I'm sorry, but you're a criminal. You're the problem. You should be locked up. And that is why you see them all covering their faces. I can't stress that enough. That's why they're covering their faces. They know it's illegal. They know it's unconstitutional. They know they're bad. They know they're wrong. And so they take the job and they torture people for a living. This is torturing people. This is ruining their lives for nothing. And this is just one of literally over 100,000 horror stories, maybe over 200,000 now, that have happened in the second Trump regime of just a complete and utter crackdown on innocent people. And also, at the same time, by the way, I should point out, destroying our economy in the process, right? Just round up innocent people who are hard workers, ship them out, try to deport 5% of the population. Gee, I wonder if that's going to have negative consequences, along with a fucking trade war and skyrocketing prices and rising unemployment. Gee, I wonder. But I wish hell was real so that they could experience it, because this is as dark as it gets. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.
I mean, this shit just gets worse and worse and worse
What the American public needs to understand and what we know is that 77 million people voted for exactly what President Trump is executing right now. The faux outrage from the left continues to ignore the damage that has been done to our country and people that are literally maiming our fellow Americans while we have done nothing and we stood by idly. We are now acting and behaving in a way that enforces the law. This is not xenophobia. This is the way and the process that it takes to enter a sovereign nation, and we at the federal government must protect that.
I'm gonna rewind that real quick. It just said something that I was confused about. Excuse me.
Sovereign nation, and we at the federal government must protect that. A way that enforces the law.
Actually, let's start over, guys. Start over.
Aiming our fellow Americans while we have done nothing and we stood by idly. We are now acting and behaving in a way that enforces the law. This is not xenophobia. This is the way and the process that it takes to enter a sovereign nation, and we at the federal government must protect that. I am somebody.
That's not pretty. Okay, he's not protecting that. Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about? No one's I don't think anybody's going to disagree with the fact that people should be coming to the United States legally. There is a method. There is a process. Correct. I don't think anybody's arguing that. I don't think anybody's going to argue deport the violent criminals, which is what people were told, is what MAGA was told. Deport the violent criminals, right? I don't think anybody expected that undocumented immigrants were going to get like literally ripped from the courts while they're on their way to actually gain citizenship. Like you have ICE just sitting there trying to prevent them from doing that. I don't think people knew that a bunch of masked men and women in military gear looking like a band of mercenaries were just gonna randomly show up and kidnap people off the fucking streets. I don't think that's not enforcing the law. That's instilling fear. There's a complete difference. No one's arguing that there's a law that must be enforced. Of course, illegal immigration is illegal immigration, but that's not the problem here. The problem is it's being weaponized. Okay, free speech. Okay, you must be free speech, and you're not. If you are a person of color and you're practicing free speech and standing up against immigration, you must be there for an immigrant. You will be yanked from the fucking streets. And this is just something that's been done.
That has deployed all over the world. No other country operates this way.
Bite your tongue.
There is not a single country in the world that would allow 20 million people to enter their country illegally, and then when we do something about it, we then cry xenophobia.
Thank you
Bald.
so much. It's interesting that we're being accused of wanting all kinds of criminals to be on the streets, or that we don't believe that people should show up to their meetings and appointments. Last time I checked, there's a lot of people that are actually being grabbed as they are going in for their appointments. In fact, we know that one of the candidates that was recently running in this mayoral, he ended up being arrested because he decided that he was actually going to escort people that are actually showing up to their meetings. Or we know that the Pope, yes, the Pope himself decided that the church may need to have people that are going to escort people as they're going into their meetings, because the reality is that what they are claiming what they want to do versus what they're actually doing, the actions don't match up. And while we are supposed to be talking about visas, somehow we continue to cherry pick and talk about one criminal act and another criminal act. And it is so very interesting to me that, yes, we will say people are xenophobic, because when you start to decide that just because somebody came from another country, they are automatically some kind of criminal, that does sound kind of xenophobic to me, because you are using a paintbrush to paint an entire group of people where the vast majority of them are coming here because they are actually seeking a better life. But let me get to what this hearing is supposed to be about. The idea that Trump and my Republican colleagues want to restore integrity and security in the visa process is actually a joke. Let me be clear. Integrity is not snatching lawful visa holders off the streets and throwing them into unmarked vans. Integrity is not revoking visas based on social media posts that hurt somebody's little feelings because kids decide that they want to go after Trump or this administration. We have a thing called free speech in this country. And since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model. And when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB-1 visa. And what that stands for is an Einstein visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't mathin' here. Nevertheless, what Republicans are doing with this reconciliation process, the travel bans and revoking visas, jeopardizes our national security. It threatens our communities, our higher education, and our economy. Visas like the largely vetted J visas for higher education and M visas for trade, training, attract the next innovators, medical providers, researchers, and educators that we need to build on American success. I'm not gonna mess up your name, so I'm not doing that. But I'm with you, okay? In your experience, do individuals on J or M visas typically improve or impair our economy?
They generally improve the economy, and I can give a brief example. My wife is a very successful woman. She makes a ton of money, which I'm grateful for. And the reason why we're able to do that while having 3 children is because of the au pair visa, somebody who is here on a J. Who is here and able to supply this for us. But I also want to defend Melania real quick. Not everybody could marry Donald Trump, and I think that's quite an achievement. So I think she deserves credit for that. Nobody up here could have done it.
You sure right, I couldn't do it. But anyway, in fact, J visa holders contribute $43.8 billion to the U.S. economy and support more than 3
Many wants to bet that there are Trump supporters out there that's like, girl, you wish.
100,000 jobs.
You wish you had a man like Donald.
And make no mistake, immigrants improve the health of U.S. citizens too. Despite the fact we already have a doctor shortage, Trump's reckless travel ban and visa overhaul are exacerbating this crisis by impairing hundreds of hospitals with foreign-trained doctors set to do their residencies here in the United States, meaning fewer people will get the help they need and more people will die. Now, let me remind you that Republicans are trying to gut Medicaid. Roughly 4.5 million people receive caregiver services through Medicaid, and most of these folks are in red states. And wouldn't you know that in 2023, Kaiser Family Foundation estimated that almost 30% of long-term care providers or home caretakers were immigrants. It's like Republicans want Americans to suffer. Now, Republicans say visas make us less secure, but let's talk about how visas given to victims of crimes like rape, murder, human trafficking, torture, abduction, kidnapping, to help law enforcement with their investigation or prosecutions of these crimes. These folks are risking their own security for broader safety of Americans and our communities. Thank you so much. I will yield.
My goodness.
Donald Trump now appears unable to parse the meaning of basic questions.
Basically, this seems like a compilation of fuck-ups that that's going on in the universe or in the world of Republicans and the consequences of putting them in office, whether you're a liberal or you're a conservative, whether you're a MAGA, whatever the fuck you are. There are people there are major influencers who are actually starting to regret this. I saw a video from Nick Fuentes, that guy, who was a stark Trump supporter, now pissed off. Him and Alex Jones are like, yo, what the fuck? Where are the Epstein files? I mean, people were being lied to. You were lied to by Donald Trump. If there's anything he kept his promise on, it's tightening up the border. I don't know. Lowering the encounters. I really don't know. Honestly, the trajectory of what the border encounters were by the time Biden left office was already headed down. There's absolutely positively no fucking way by this time that the border would have looked this way because of Trump. It was already trending down. The only thing Trump had to do was not fuck anything up and probably tighten shit up a bit, and then it continues to go down. People are giving him way too much credit for the fucking border. Way too much fucking credit. I can just give him credit for not fucking it up. That's about it. I'm not going to give him credit for anything else. That's it. Like, I can probably be the president of the United States, and the one thing that'll be changing is, holy shit, so long as I make sure people are on the borders, the border crossings and the encounters are going to go down. Anybody could have done that with the trajectory it was on.
The phase of the Trump presidency where he's no longer answering questions, he's reacting to the sound of them. Now, I want you to watch this very carefully.
Okay, and if he's about to play, I'm sorry for keep pausing, but I this is something that I've been seeing from Trump at least 2 or 3 times. He doesn't answer questions. He doesn't know how to answer questions, and then he contradicts himself every time he answers a question the next day. He tells us, "Hey, I don't know about." He says, "Hey, I have absolutely zero idea. I didn't authorize anybody stopping weapons to going through Ukraine." He said that one day. Next day, he says, when Ukraine are getting weapons, and he's asked, "Yo, well, how did it get stopped?" You know, yesterday you said there was no weapons going into Ukraine because it was halted. Then he says, "Oh, well, no, that didn't happen. That wouldn't happen because I would have known. I would have known that it would have happened." It's
Peter Doocy, Fox News reporter of all people,
Listen to
tosses Trump a softball question. Do you think there's a threat of a left-wing militia targeting ICE? You know, a simple yes or no, or let me talk about Antifa would have probably done the trick. But instead, Trump just starts saying random words. I do not believe that Trump has the cognitive capacity to parse, understand, and meaningfully respond to most questions.
Do you think that this was an isolated incident, or do you think there's a national threat of a left-wing militia that is targeting ICE and CBP?
Well, I think you have some very stupid people in the left who have some money that are making it available to these people, because you look at the guns they had, they were brand new. You look at even the clothing they were wearing, it looked like it just came out of some military shop. So you have some very stupid people that, if anything ever happened, they'd be the first to go. They don't understand that. They'd be the first to go. They'd be the first ones hit. But there is money being put behind people. When you look at the weapons they have, the newness of the weapons, rifles that just came out and they have the latest model. So there's something going on, and we'll get to the bottom of it.
He does not seem to understand the core of the question. His brain seems to be catching a buzzword here or there, weapons, money, people, and he just starts riffing. He's not connecting ideas. He's unable to think in a sophisticated way, and it only gets worse because Peter Doocy then tries to get Donald Trump to react to a John Fetterman quote, but Trump has trouble understanding it. He looks confused. He's struggling to follow the meaning. This isn't a tough question. These are softballs from Peter Doocy, and Trump doesn't get it.
It's going to be okay, but he got hit yesterday in the neck. No good.
And what would you think if I read you a quote from a lawmaker who says about ICE, to abolish it, to treat them as criminals or anything that is inappropriate and outrageous? And I told you that was Democrat John Fetterman.
Wow. It's, by the way, I assume when you read that, because you paused in the middle, you're going to have to read that again without the pause. Could you read that again, please?
Trump has no idea what it was. He's saying, oh, the pause threw me off. Read it again. Trump does not understand what is being read to him.
To abolish it, to treat them as criminals or anything that's inappropriate and outrageous.
So he's saying that to treat the people that did the shooting is... Oh, okay, good. Because
so again, after it was read a second time, Trump thinks the quote is about shooters rather than ICE officers.
Say shoot.
Folks, it's not working. Something is not working up there. It's been replaced with mayonnaise, veganese even. Meanwhile, Fox News continuing to do PR for Trump. They got so uncomfortable with how this was going, they just cut away.
Big problem in Africa. Immigration will also be on the agenda, and I hope we can bring down the high rates of people overstaying visas and also make progress on the safe third country agreements.
We're going to keep monitoring the president's remarks in his meeting there with the
Are you
leaders of
serious?
5
Are you
different
serious?
African countries and sort of dip in as the new.
We'll monitor it in case Trump is able to recover any sense of coherence.
Yo, if Biden would have done that shit, yeah, fucking Republicans would have lost their fucking mind. They would have had a field day. They would have jizzed all in their pants. As disgusting as that sounded. I'm fucking with these lights right now, bro. This is crazy. Whoops. Yeah.
We are watching in real time a man failing to process language. He's not dodging. He's not giving clever non-answers. He's not pivoting the way elected officials sometimes know how to do and do deliberately. He doesn't understand what is being said. And if this were Biden, we would have an emergency 60-minute special titled, "Is the President Mentally Fit?" But because it's Trump, we get silence or we get excuses. It's Trump being Trump. It's how he talks. He's doing the weave. This is how someone talks when they do not understand what is being said to them. We'll have more about this on today's Substack newsletter, which you can find at substack.davidpakman.com. Go Google your name right now, and you'll probably be shocked by how many sketchy websites have your address, phone number, even details about
Basically
your family.
just searching my fucking,
Our sponsor in
shit and see what I got. Crazy, that's TikToks going off. Oh, man.
The latest video to send shockwaves from San Diego immigration court through the immigrant community is actually not of an immigrant, but a 71-year-old U.S. citizen named Barbara Stone.
I was surprised. It felt like an out-of-body experience.
Stone was handcuffed and held by federal agents for 8 hours on Tuesday, according to her family.
This is from the handcuffs, so I have a large bruise there. I feel mentally and psychologically traumatized.
In video of the incident, which was shared with NBC7, you see the moment tensions boiled over and an officer says Stone pushed her. He pushed me. Stone denies that. NBC7 made several attempts to contact ICE about the incident, but was referred to a different agency under the Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Protective Service, and we've yet to hear back. NBC7 spoke with Stone's husband, Gershon Shafir, the day his wife was
Did she just say she pushed me?
detained.
She is a soft-spoken person who was here to protect innocent refugees. And she is the last person in the universe who would hit an agent or interfere with their work.
Stone was at the court to observe proceedings and how the federal agents act, which is legal and, according to Ruth Mendez of Detention Resistance, a First Amendment right.
The fear is very, very here, and the volunteers that are showing up today are now coming knowing that there might be a risk of our own detention.
No charges have been pressed against Stone, but her family says her phone was confiscated. Mendez worries there will be invisible impacts, like people deciding not to volunteer. You hear an officer in the video suggest more people could have been detained.
Clear the way. Everybody's going to start getting detained. The message that it sent was very clear. For us to be afraid to come back and do the work that we're doing.
But Stone, for one, is determined to go back and continue that work.
We are all immigrants. We all came from other countries. I find it surreal.
Stone says she had to ask several times for a lawyer. We're still waiting to get more information from Homeland Security. Joey Safchik, NBC7.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app.
I need to get that. Actually, hold on, let me watch something. Chris Cuomo. I'm gonna pick on News Nation real quick for no reason. That's something. I saw something that he had not too long ago. Was it about? No. I think so.
Okay, let's bring in the big man, Bill O'Reilly. Bill, thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
You're welcome,
Let's start with the easy one, and then we'll get to what we were just hearing from Swalwell about what we're seeing on the left, which is unlike anything I've ever heard from the Democratic Party in my life. The Epstein thing. I think that this is a hoisted on your own petard. I don't think it's a big value situation because I never believed any of the conspiratorial talk. But the president is not well served by the people around him on this one. I don't think he really cares about Epstein one way or the other, and I don't believe there's anything in the files that kills him. But the people around him botched this, Bill, because they fed all these people.
Wait, did he see the files? How is he able to make that distinction? Did Chris Cuomo? Breaking news, did he actually get to look at the files? How does he know this?
People. This conspiracy fodder about this, and then Bondi 1 minute says it's on her desk, the next minute there's nothing to it. Kash Patel and Bongino, who made such a market in the conspiracy, all of a sudden say it's not true. It's a terrible look for the administration. What's your take?
Well, I think President Trump could correct it anytime he wants to correct it. And that's the question, is I don't know why he doesn't. So all you got to do is say to the Attorney General, you're going to hold a press conference. You're going to tell him generally what we've learned about the Epstein case in a very methodical way. You'll answer some questions. You're not to mention any names because that could destroy people. I talked to President Trump man to man, eye to eye, on St. Patrick's Day about this and the Kennedy files and the King files. It was all one conversation. And he said, and I agree, there are a lot of names associated with Epstein that had nothing to do with Epstein's conduct. They maybe had lunch with him or maybe had some correspondence for one thing or another. If that name gets out, those people are destroyed because there's not going to be any context. Media doesn't care about context. So you can't do that. You can't destroy human beings by putting out the files, whatever they may be. But you certainly can have Attorney General Bondi say, this is what we know, and you know, we're going to protect the innocent, and he's a heinous individual. In that press conference, sitting next to Pam Bondi, should be Merrick Garland, the Attorney General and Joe Biden, who had this material for 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Biden had it. Yeah, you don't hear that from the left, do you? No.
No, listen, well,
Now,
what you do here, which
This is what Bill O'Reilly. But then again, Bill O'Reilly is one of Trump's best friends. The thing about the Joe Biden is, yeah, everybody sat on the fucking Epstein files. The difference is, I don't recall Joe Biden talking about releasing the files or hyping it up to the fan base or to the American citizens that we're going to do this. Trump did that. Trump ran that whole campaign. He had a bunch of big time MAGA influencers like Joe Rogan, Nick Fuentes, that was like, okay, well, now we're going to have somebody in office that's going to release the files. People are going to see it. People are going to get held accountable. And now, all of a sudden, nothing's in the Epstein files. So there's a big difference. One person ran on it. The other person did it.
which I agree with, is if Merrick Garland had stuff on Trump that's in there, he would have given it to him. Now, I have to say something. There's a point of clarification. Oh, 100%. But there's a point of clarification here. People are going to hear your explanation, and they may think, oh, yeah, he wants to protect all his buddies because they were scumbags who were in the... No, that's not the point. It's the opposite point. I don't believe there is a client list. I think Bondi made a mistake.
Again, I asked this, did Chris Cuomo, did he?
When she suggested...
Is there something I'm missing? Did these files actually come out? Because I don't think.
Where he is doing disgusting things with people, but they're none of the people that people are headhunting for. And the other point is something that people will never give the president credit for, maybe me among them. But there is no client list. And if you put people's names out...
Okay, he said that 3 times. I'm sorry, I keep pausing. He said that 3 times, and I still don't know how he knows this.
They are going to sue the government, and they are going to win. Because they are going to show that the government had reason to know that there was nothing felonious in their relationship with Epstein. And they put out information that was defamatory anyway. And that's the reason not to do it. You're going to ruin people's lives who had nothing to do with the behavior.
Well,
but when people hear it, it sounds
Trump
like a
and I were talking about...
You know, the funny thing about that is that's just a sick take, because it's like me knowing that there's a ring of people, you know, very, very powerful people who were in a situation where they were on this server, and this server, one person in this server just so happened to indulge in in bad things, right? But because everybody else in the server There's a list of people in the server. This person interacts with all these people. All these people say that this is a good person. And all of a sudden people find this. So it's not unreasonable to think that, hey, okay, well, if he or she was doing this, why don't we look into the other people? Because like there's a good possible chance that they also indulge. And if they also indulge, they also need to be held accountable. It's about accountability.
Trump and I would
Like it could, and Chris Cuomo can be 100% right. There could be no client list, but we don't know because they're not saying anything. They didn't release anything. The one time that they gave out, they had these people come over the White House, and then they were given these like fake files and said, they got the Epstein files, only to find out that that was a fucking lie. It was a smokescreen. They were fucking duped.
Consequences, not legalities. And I agree with them, but this is not a difficult thing to do, shouldn't be anyway, for Ms. Bondi. And then you could find Merrick Garland's probably at a Club Med somewhere in the Caribbean, just get him out. And
he won't come on, but it's a good point.
Now, you made a couple of mistakes earlier that I'm going to correct in a gentle way, because that's, of course, who I am. Number one, I don't have any buddies to protect, so anybody who would say that would be totally insane. Number two, we have seen this kind of hatred on the left before.
Sure.
And it happened during the Vietnam War. That you had a radical element in the Democratic Party that was supporting the Black Panthers, for example.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That were calling for murder. You had Jane Fonda sitting on an anti-aircraft gun in North Vietnam while the war was going on. That's about as extreme as you get. So this has happened before. But I don't believe that most Democrats buy into this at all. I think Murphy is irresponsible in Connecticut. I think he's a loon. I don't respect him at all. Swalwell, I do respect. I don't think he's a loon. I think he understands what's happening. But remember this, Cuomo. You get headlines by being the bomb thrower. That gets you attention. But this has happened before in our history. There's no doubt about it. But now we're in a position where the Trump administration is winning. That may end tomorrow, but it's winning. Got the big bill, got the Iranian diminishment. It's winning. And that is driving people insane on the left.
I honestly feel like, I don't know what they think winning is. I don't think they understand what winning actually is. Like, of course, yeah, he's right. Yeah, they did get the BBB passed, and they're really about to fuck up America, and a lot of people are going to lose their Medicaid because Trump's trying to get to a minority of people in the country. That passed. I guess they win that, but like when the midterms come, their own base, the conservative party, the conservative voters are now looking at this administration, and they are probably, and I'm not saying that there aren't any idiotic, hardcore, diehard motherfuckers that are still going to vote for Donald Trump or vote right or vote red, no matter what. But there's a quite possibility that all this bullshit that happened is going to hurt them in the midterms.
Look, I think there is a part of that. I just think that there are a lot of opportunities for Democrats to show that they would have better remedies for what is pissing people off about affordability
but do you
and
think
other
most Democrats
inequities in the society. The real ones
I don't
did.
believe most
Bill, my father
Democrats
did.
think. I don't believe most Democrats think that Trump is responsible for the Guadalupe River. I just don't. I think it's 10%.
Oh no, I agree with you.
And a lot of them
I agree
are
with
on,
you.
a lot
I
of them
agree
are
with
on
you, but they-
MSNBC because.
Guadalupe River, that if they're talking about the Texas flood, I believe, I think everybody's mad that it's the institutional failure there. And this is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, everybody would blame him. Hey, FEMA, what is it? FEMA cuts. What is FEMA being paid for? Blah, 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 yakety smackety. But if we point out the faults of the administrations, the cuts that were happening to that fucking, to the fucking jurisdiction when they had to cut the staff for the National Weather Service down there in that county. So it's like, come on, bro. It's like, it's a simple thing. It's like, we're noticing this, we're acknowledging it, and we're addressing it, and we're speaking about it. Every time Democrats speak about something that's wrong and they're really, really loud about it, individuals like Chris Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly are fucking pissed. They get angry at it. So you're doing it the wrong way. How are people supposed to do it? Not say anything at all and just let it happen again? Just make sure it goes over everybody else's head so that another flood can happen? So that we're like, no one's paying attention?
They make money doing
But that's
that.
how you make it.
But
that's how you make it. And that's why they're doing it. I
That's
agree
right.
with you about the ratio. And they know it's poor form. They know it's poor form. Like I made the joke about Murphy. It's like going to a funeral for a guy who died of a heart attack and talking about his diet. It's not the right time.
And consumption. But there
right,
are
and
bad,
you're only doing it.
There are bad hombres
They're
on
only
the
doing
hill.
it. Yeah.
There are bad.
There's no
and
question.
Let me take a little personal thing here, Kwame. You ready? You okay? You ready for the personal thing?
Yeah, I'm so far.
So Saturday night, I one of the few parties that I'm invited to because people don't like me. Your brother was there. I had a nice conversation about you weightlifting, and I said to him, "Governor, do you lift those weights? Are you?" I don't think he does. And then I sat right behind Senator Schumer, the most powerful Democrat in the country by title. Okay, he's finished. I'm telling you, the man. I was watching him. He didn't want to talk to me, of course. Once he didn't stick up for the Jewish students at Columbia, I just laced him. I just annihilated Schumer on WABC.
Been quiet
radio.
about the attacks
And
on the
I was
ICE
right.
officers also.
Right. Well, he's through. And he knows Ocasio-Cortez is going to beat him in a primary if she chooses to run. But
Beat him
anyway,
like an egg.
I'm at this place, and I'm looking at what was once the most powerful Democrats in the country. It has collapsed. And that is the problem with the Democratic Party right now.
Yo, if the Democrats win the midterms and they take over everything else, can they like come up with some sort of like push some kind of bill so that we never have to see or hear Bill O'Reilly ever again on air? Or, we can just silence people. Like, we want to get mad at everybody else is practicing their First Amendment right. How don't we just give back that same energy? Why don't the Democrats, once they get in office, just give out the same energy that the Republicans consistently put out? And let's just start silencing some people on the right instead of constantly hearing their bullshit. And fuck these centrists.
No leadership at all.
And the vacuum is being filled with animosity, with grievance, with aggression.
Loons.
AOC and Bernie run on the same oligarchy lines that the terrorists going after the ICE guys used. And I'm not blaming AOC and Bernie, but I'll tell you what I do blame them for, not saying anything about it.
Why not?
Right now they should be outspoken.
Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez are dangerous people, just like Mandani is dangerous.
I understand that why is Mandani dangerous? Is it because he's Muslim? Like, why is AOC dangerous? It's because she won't fucking speak out and say, hey guys, stop attacking the ICE agents from illegally snatching people up off the street and trying to arrest people having seizures. Stop doing that. Stop trying to do something that you feel is right. Like, I don't understand the logic coming out of here. These are just a bunch of old people past their fucking time, bro. And I'm old too. I'm getting old. And I'm getting old too, bro. I honestly, if the next generation of people are going to be more heavily engaged on what's actually happening in the streets and not speaking from afar, not just being like, oh, I'm so far back here, I know I'm right, without even looking to see maybe I could be wrong. Maybe if I watch videos, just like I watched earlier in this stream, 3 or 4 videos of ICE agents just being fucking ridiculous. But they'll never show those. People like Bill O'Reilly, Chris Cuomo are only going to highlight the bad things. You're only going to highlight when fucking ICE agents are being attacked. They're not going to highlight and emphasize the point of why people were really angry at these college campuses when you have people who are practicing their First Amendment rights and they're being snatched up from the streets, taken somewhere for like Louisiana, far away from their fucking families, no way to contact them. Or they're being fucking caught up or jumped, a woman in the middle of the streets being approached by like 6 or 7 people dressed as mercenaries with their face covered, snatching her up and putting her in a fucking van. That's fucking terrifying. When you're threatening to fucking defund schools, defund colleges for allowing their students to practice their First Amendment right, that's crazy. That's going to spark outrage. All you did was throw gasoline on a fire. That's what should be talking about. None of these two numbskulls are going to say that. They're satisfied with just being vanilla. They're satisfied with the status quo. They're satisfied with keep saying, oh, well, AOC and Bernie Sanders are dangerous. Oh my God. Literally, the president of the United States, the two people that they probably have on speed dial, is fucking up the country. And he's pretending as if he should be obligated to have a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. That's crazy to me. We're all seeing the state of this fucking country, and he's the main man responsible for it. And you want a peace prize? If this was not the United States of America, shit, the UN might be looking at the UN might be talking about, hey man, this place might need some liberation. Because it's just crazy. What is he getting a Nobel Peace Prize for? Like, what would he be getting it for?
Is it dangerous?
Peace in Gaza? No peace in Gaza. Peace in Ukraine? No, there's no peace in Ukraine. Don't tell me India, Pakistan. Ask them. Look it up. Like, India, Pakistan, they don't credit Trump for that. They literally just talked amongst each other and said, yo, my bad. And that was the end of it.
People. They want to blow the whole country up. Talk about working people getting it right between the eyes. I've researched this man, Donnie, who may be the next New York mayor. He's doing a Fidel Castro playbook almost word for word. You look back in Castro and what he was saying in 1958, Mandami's read it because he's spouting the same stuff. It's unbelievable.
Well, look,
he's spouting. What is he spouting?
Cover the race because Andrew was in it. But what I'm saying is, Mamdani, I wouldn't discount. I wouldn't discount the grievance. What he is marshaling with AOC, with Bernie, is real. Just as it was on the MAGA side, these people are disaffected and they're angry. Well, it's dangerous if
fuck the system.
If they're legitimate.
Yes, blow the system up. This shit's failed. The shit is failing. Good luck on the next fucking president who has to take this shit over. Because now you're gonna have to fucking Democrat or Republican, whoever's in office in 2028, good fucking luck fixing America. Fixing our influence. Because Donald Trump is single-handedly taking away America's most dangerous weapon. And that was influence. There was no other country who had more influence in America. Now China is looking better than the United States right now. I think people rather talk to China than the United States. I never would have thought in my 38 years that I would actually say some shit like that. 38 years. You say something about my age, you're an asshole.
Outrage doesn't find recourse, then it gets dangerous. But I felt the same way about what Trump did with his populist movement in the beginning.
Those people are dangerous.
Who are those people? What is it? See, okay, now come on, clip this. Like, he just literally said that Madabi was dangerous. Those people, who the fuck is he talking about? This is not a Democrat. The look in his eyes, this is fucking racism right there. There's no way around that. There's no way around. There's no way around that. That's crazy.
He wants to blow up the capitalistic system. And Ocasio-Cortez doesn't even know what communism is, I'll submit to you. She would never sit for an interview with you or me because it would last about 2 minutes and she'd be weeping. All right? No frame of reference, doesn't understand
I may be
history,
weeping. She may punch me in the face.
Doesn't know how to run anything. Well, I predict she'll wind up on a View someday. That's where she'll be. Okay? But, and I know I'm being harsh here, but I have to tell the truth. These are dangerous people. There's no rationalization for what they're espousing. Seizure of private property, dismantlement of the country's economic system, which provides more opportunity than any other country on earth. They want to blow it up. They're dangerous people.
I think that it's about, here's what I want to be careful about. And Bill, as always, I thank you for being here. And I know
Bill's out of touch.
You tried to kill me with my brother. You two were overheard, and you both matched your invective towards me. You were both very nasty, and if I had been there, I would have clapped you together like cymbals.
We were making fun of you. Gently.
Yeah, I know. You
gently.
No,
Cuomo.
it wasn't gentle. It was overheard, and you two deserve each other. But let me.
Yeah, this whole segment is just like the big reason why Bill O'Reilly should never actually have any sort of influence
It was
ever.
overheard by who? Give me a name.
No.
Don't give me an anonymous source. Give me a name.
Lolly told me. Lolly told me.
Okay.
Lolly
No,
told
she
me.
didn't. She's on the other side
Lolly
of the
told
room.
me. Lolly told me. Big mouth. But hold on. This is the only thing I want to be careful about. Is the people, the working people who voted for Trump, are right to be desperate for something better. The working people that came out in Brooklyn and in Queens in this primary are also right to feel desperate and to want something better. It's what is being sold to them as a remedy that I believe can get very dangerous very fast. And I think it's a really important distinction to make. It's how we had the deplorables issue. I've said from the beginning, not everyone who backs President Trump is a bigot. It's just that he did happen to have a lot of bigots in the beginning who were backing him. This is the same thing. They're not all whack jobs on the left. They're not all going to attack ICE agents. But there are extremists in those ranks now. And we're going to live
absolutely. And
reaction
that's
to what
why
we
the
saw.
ICE people are protecting their families with masks.
Yeah,
One more.
listen,
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Police officers, again, have to show their face in the same fucking communities over and over and over and over and over and over again, day after day after day after day after end. At the end of the day, they're pussies. That's all I gotta say. Like, at the end of the day, like, ICE agent officers are fucking cowards. The administration are fucking cowards for doing that. Why not say, police, hey, you can do the same fucking thing? The problem with that is that there are people out there that are impersonating fucking ICE agents, kidnapping people off the streets, not even real ICE agents. You know how you can easily tell? You can't, because they don't wear any fucking, they wear face masks, so you can't tell. The fuck, bro? Like, literally, that's the shit I'm talking about. This is the state of the fucking country because these two buffoons are allowed to have a fucking platform to spew bullshit ass rhetoric. Like, they're the ones that shouldn't have a platform. They're the ones that shouldn't be talking. They're the ones that's more dangerous. Bill O'Reilly's dangerous. He's an 80-plus-year-old man that should just fucking put the shit away and just go live out in retirement for however much he has left and just go live the rest of his life and just be good. Stop talking about politics. This isn't the Reagan era anymore. We're in 2025. Your best friend has fucked up this fucking country and now everybody is fighting back. And it's not because of the Democrats. It's because of the way the Republicans handled every fucking thing.
A quick plug.
Go ahead.
I am like dominating YouTube now. I don't even know how it happens. I don't even know how to get on YouTube. But apparently my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly, is exploding. Now, one of the reasons is that I'm taking topics that I don't do on the No Spin News, I don't do on News Nation, and I do about 12 minutes. And the topic this week fits right into what you were asking. The disenchantment of people who are not.
Whatever.
We have brand new reporting on what was happening with the emergency response in Texas, both at the local level and at the federal level, as the floodwaters raged and in the hours and days after. As the sun is starting to set on Texas Hill Country, exhausted recovery crews are closing out their 5th day, doing the painstaking work that you see here, wading through the devastation to find people and loved ones who are still missing tonight. The death toll now stands at 120 people. Many of them we know are children. Those who survived are recounting just how fast and furious the water moved in.
And the screams is what haunts me. Every time I close my eyes, I hear people screaming. They were coming, walking this way, and my husband kept yelling at him, "Throw me your baby, throw me your baby." So
it is still a very active scene here in Camarillo. Let's get right to Chris Christie, live at Air 7. Chris, how's it looking right now?
Mark and Colleen, you're taking a live look at Laguna Road here in Camarillo, where you can see a bit of a standoff here, a skirmish line between ICE officials and other immigration authorities facing off with protesters at the Glass House marijuana farm here in Camarillo after a major raid took place earlier this afternoon. It happened about 3.5 hours ago, just wrapped up in the last few minutes, although you can still see a number of detainees right there next to that building. We've seen a number of U.S. Marshals buses picking up detainees and heading down the 101 freeway. It was a major raid, as you mentioned, and now a major confrontation as they encounter these protesters who have showed up.
No, wait, I thought they put a pause on attacking or going after workers on the farms. Was that not the
protest this immigration operation? We have seen two major skirmish lines separating two sets of protesters. At times there have been smoke grenades deployed right here along Laguna Road, and a lot of screaming and yelling, even a couple of arrests as far as we can tell. You can see this is still an active situation, and again, a situation we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Chris Christie, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Chris, thank you. Moments ago, federal agents were seen squaring off with protesters. You're looking at brand new video of tear gas being fired into the crowd of demonstrators. At one point, one of the protesters was detained after the tear gas was deployed. Several people were seen throwing rocks back at the agents. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth was caught in the middle of the chaos as the tear gas began to fly, and he is live near Camarillo with the very latest. Leo.
Hey, my friend, we're at Laguna Road and Wood near Camarillo. We are far removed from where the chaos was just less than an hour ago when tear gas canisters started flowing and when less than lethal rounds started being deployed. My photographer got hit twice by less than lethal rounds, and he's got blood on one of his arms, and we just took off running with the entire crowd. It was absolutely chaotic. Here's more. Federal agents popped off tear gas and less than lethal rounds, causing protesters to scramble back. My Eyewitness News photographer and I in the middle of the panicked crowd rushing away. We got caught in the mayhem. And startled like everyone else, terrified of getting hit by a less than lethal round or overwhelmed by tear gas clogging the throat. Hurry up. Right now they're popping off tear gas canisters and folks are just running like crazy, and it's just chaos out here. I'm gonna have to get out of the way, folks. All right.
We were speaking our minds like we can as U.S.
That's not okay.
citizens. We have tear gas being pepper-based bomb. I got hit with the paintball. This is not okay. We are expressing our First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech, freedom of action, freedom of the press. This is what we need to be doing as a people coming together against them, the tyranny. They are the evil.
They started throwing tear gas. They started shooting at us for no reason.
Shooting what, the rubber bullets?
Yes, the rubber bullets for no reason. We were just standing there, and all of a sudden they started shooting and throwing rubber bullets at us, tear gas, and it's been a few times with us just standing there.
Here, some people have needed treatment from paramedics.
Yes, and paramedics, fire department.
How do you feel about what's going on here today?
This is really sad to know that this is going on right now when supposedly it was supposed to change. We had slavery back in the days. We don't. This is insane, you know?
They've gassed us. They did. They've gassed us about 3 times now. And so we've just we're kind of a little bit leery and just wanting to run.
And here at Laguna and Wood, this is where some of the protesters have staged their protest right now after running away from all the chaos near where the federal agents are, about a half mile down the road from us. And you can see right now they're blocking a military vehicle from coming through here. So again, this is where they're staging right now, and more of them are showing up in this area as this situation continues. Live here near Camarillo, Leo Stallworth, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. I'll send it back to you.
Certainly a difficult situation, Leo. Thank you. We want you to see this video as well from Air 7 minutes ago. We saw a line of people led away from the Glass House Farms by federal agents. Before that, Air 7 spotted dozens of people lined up outside one of the farm's facilities, several federal agents standing in front of them. And then a little while later, several people were seen sitting under a semi-trailer with agents around them. Still not clear if this was in fact a confirmed immigration operation, but we did see at least one U.S. Marshal bus on the property right there in the video, as well as several unmarked vans. They were seen driving away from the farm around 2:30 this afternoon.
And we spoke with a Camarillo City Council member about today's raid, and she explained how the immigration enforcement at these agricultural sites can have a far-reaching impact.
That we are in serious trouble. The farm working community, agricultural workforce was already struggling. They've already been struggling to get workers out on the field. And now with these additional tactics being utilized by the federal government, unfortunately, somebody's going to have to pay the price. And I think that might be us. And that will also be the agricultural growers whose food may rot. I mean, who's going to be picking your fruit and your veggies? And sadly, now every time that we sit down to eat, I want people to remember that it is being harvested under real serious conditions of trauma and terror.
She said back in June there was an immigration raid where more than 40 farm workers were taken, but this is the first time she has seen tear gas being deployed during these raids in Ventura County.
Bro, this is getting crazy out here in these streets, man. That's fucking wild. I mean, I don't know what else can be said. This is what people voted for at the end of the day. Like, I don't know what else is. Like, I think a lot of people saw this coming. Remember, a lot of people gave Kamala Harris shit when she said, "I told you so." Like, what was it, like a couple months ago? Hates to say that she was fucking right. She did tell us so. She said it. Joe Biden said it. But nobody was paying attention to the debates because they were too concerned over how slow he was talking. I mean, I could make sense. Yeah, it was definitely talking slower, but he made sense. He answered questions, and he told us about Donald Trump. This is the same Donald Trump who refused to acknowledge that he lost the election. To this day, if you ask him, Donald Trump, did you lose the election or was it stolen? He still thinks it's stolen. And if he could, he would hold those responsible for stealing the election. This is, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, you get what you ask for. Just hope you can make it the next 3 or 4 years, right? Some of us gotta learn the hard way.